We need to talk about this.
Lunchly versus Lunchables.
With Lunchly, you get double the amount of liquid.
Prime has no sugar added, more electrolytes, and more B vitamins.
This makes me very angry. This makes me very angry. And I want to make a video where I talk about this.
310 calories.
230 calories.
21 grams of sugar.
Only 7 grams of sugar.
I want to unpack this from a father's perspective, because these guys are marketing this stuff at kids. And I have 2 kids. I have one 10-year-old and one 7-year-old, and I love them dearly, but they're pretty stupid. Like, my 7-year-old has only just realised that it's probably not a fairy that leaves money under his pillow so they can build a castle using his baby teeth. I could probably at a push convince them both that I could fly, if I tried.
Yes, the nachos. 22 grams of sugar.
10 grams of sugar.
So these guys selling my kids UPFs is not on. But before we go on about that, I wanted to quickly just unpack what a UPF is. So a UPF, or ultra processed food, is a type of food that's been heavily modified during the production process. These foods are made using a lot of industrial ingredients like additives or preservatives, sugars and fats that are far removed from their original natural forms. They're designed to be super tasty, convenient and long lasting, but they lack real nutrition. These things often negatively affect your health over a long period of time, but it gets a lot worse than that. Ultra processed foods, UPFs, are highly addictive because they're engineered to trigger our brain's reward system. They're packed with sugar and fat and salts in combination that make them hyper palatable. Essentially, they create an intense, pleasurable taste experience, and this leads to cravings and a desire to eat more. It's why you can't just have one Oreo or one Pringle. It's because the minute that goes into your mouth, your stomach's thinking, I got some tasty nutrition coming my way. And when this cold lump of starch lands in your stomach, it's like, okay, that obviously wasn't it. Give me some more of that, because it's obviously that bit wasn't what I was after. UPFs, they often lack fiber and protein, meaning they don't keep you full for very long, which encourages a lot of overeating. They hijack the brain signals, making you want to keep coming back for more.
I like my cheese drippy, bruh.
This is a Lunchly salsa right here. Look at the consistency, the texture.
My rule for eating food is if it didn't exist 200 years ago, then I try not to eat it. But like I said, I do occasionally have a bit of chocolate or a biscuit every now and again. I'm not going to preach about this stuff. I just think that it's important to mostly eat organic, whole foods. But that's all well for us adults who know better. But any parent will know how futile it is to try to inform your kids on the psychological manipulation of the food industry and people like this.
My God!
And it's available for around $4.
So when I have these influencers trying to sell my kids this chemical junk, I have a duty to step in.
Super affordable. Go give it a try.
One of the arguments I'm seeing is that it's the parents' fault for buying this junk for their kids. It's the parents that should know better. And they're right to a degree. But here's the thing. A lot of people who don't have kids won't understand that kids have a nuke up their sleeves. It's called Pester power. Pester power refers to the influence that kids have over their parents' purchasing decisions through persistent begging or nagging. Marketers know this, so that's why when they target kids, the products are bright and colourful and loud and garish. They make them look fun, and then they get these popular influencers to promote them, because they know that kids will then pester their parents into buying these products. This is what these influencers are doing. They're packaging up this UPF, addictive, bullshit nonsense food in a way that's going to encourage our kids to pester the shit out of us to buy it. Ooh. Okay, if my 10-year-old said to me, Dad, I want a bottle of Prime, I'd say, no, you're not having it. Go and drink that dirty puddle water. I'd rather you do that. But kids understand the timing of things. So he won't just ask me for a bottle of Prime. He'll wait until he comes home with a certificate for doing really well at school. And then he'll say, oh, Dad, I did really well at school. Can I now have that bottle of Prime? And I'll be like, oh, no, I don't really want to get it for you. But then I'll look out the window and I'll see him helping some old lady with her bags across the road or something. And then he'll come back and be like, Dad, about that bottle of Prime, please. I've done so much good stuff. Can I have it? They'll grind you down, those little bastards. Not just over days, over weeks, sometimes months. They'll nurture those seeds until they've grown into this formidable thing it's impossible to say no to. Kids, yeah, they're dumb fucks, but they're also clever bastards. And those fucking idiots know how to pester us. And those marketers know how to exploit that. But it all comes down to this. These pricks would rather have a bit more money than your kids eat healthy food. They'll say it's a healthier alternative to Lunchables.
And this is Lunchables. Look, it's watery. I can't even look at that.
Which is a bit like saying this heroin is a healthy alternative to this fentanyl. It might be a healthy alternative, but it still is junk. sludge. It's not food, and you shouldn't be feeding your kids this shit. Where is your integrity, you grubby little capitalists? Ooh. How dare you exploit our kids? Sorry. Calm down. How dare you exploit our kids so you can make a bit more money? Fuck your turkey stackums, your pizza fiestas, your nachos, your fucking prime drinks and your feastable bars. Fuck your ultra-processed toxic frankenfood bullshit. And fuck your lack of integrity, you absolute corporate shilling pricks. Ooh. Here's the thing, they're not just selling UPFs, they're conditioning our kids to think it's perfectly normal to eat this bullshit, all while they're lining their already bulging pockets. They want your kids to get hooked on ultra-processed crap, and they're pretending it's some sort of healthy alternative. They don't give a shit that your kids can't sit still in class or pay attention because their brightly coloured bullshit chemical waste is hacking their neural sensors to make them fucking crazy. They don't give a shit about any of that. They just want your money. They want your kids to pester you to buy them this bullshit. Kids don't really even care if it tastes like shit. They just want the social collateral that comes with this, because the influencers that they look up to, they admire, are telling them that this stuff is in some way good for them. If they really cared about nutrition, if they really cared about eating healthy, then they would be promoting healthy whole foods, not this chemical junk food. I expected this sort of thing from KSI and Logan Paul. Like, they are pretty much have the morals of a sewer rat. MrBeast has let me down. MrBeast, a guy I used to admire so much, that worked out how to become the biggest YouTuber in the world, to make a positive difference to so many people's lives, to align himself with these two charlatans and then to create this poison to feed to kids. Boy, man, that you're not coming back from that, man. You're not coming back from that. I just don't understand it. They have plenty of money. Why try to convince naive kids to eat ultra-processed junk food? It's horrendous. This is not the type of sustenance that should be going into kids' mouths. Anyone behind this should be so deeply ashamed that you're peddling this crap to kids. Yes, there are alternatives. Yes, they could get Lunchables instead. But that doesn't make it right that you've created a version of it which is just slightly less sugar in it or slightly less salt in it. It still is shit food. And why don't you use your power and your influence and all the influences that you're wielding to actually promote a healthy, balanced diet for kids? You could then make a positive impact on their lives, because for some reason they listen to you fucking idiots. And instead of using that to make the world a better place or to change somebody's life for the better, you'll use it just to make more money. And you're fucking disgusting. Anyway, I think I've said what I needed to say. I think I've got it all out of my system now. Yeah. Anyway, they're not going to see this video. They're not going to care. But if any parents are out there being pestered by their kids, just try and have that extra resolve. Don't cave into them. Don't buy them this shit, please. Thanks for letting me get it off my chest. I feel like I've got a weight off my shoulders now. I've been pissed off about this for days since I first saw this fucking nonsense on my Instagram. So I'm glad I got it out off my chest and got it out there, put something out into the world which hopefully affects a few buying decisions. Don't know if it will, but maybe it will. Who knows? Thanks for watching anyway, and we'll see you all for our next video. Bye, guys.